Do you want to be here? Neither do we. That's why we call it the obligatory. We talk about farts, food, mics, kids, $5,000 beds, girls, comedy, and Kermit's butthole. Yeah, maybe the facts aren't right, but here's the obligatory podcast with Kermit and Myke.
Hello. This is the Obligatory Podcast with Kermit and Myke, episode 75. We're coming to you from post-hurricane Florida. Everything's gone. Roofs, house, destruction, animals, people wandering the street, none of that has happened.
None of that happened. I was wondering why you're doing that voice. That was your dramatic.
That was my dramatic. We're in a bunker. This is coming to you post-apocalyptic.
I was wondering what was going on here.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but here we are doing a podcast.
Here we are. We're doing a podcast, and if you don't know, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and as always, we have a Patreon account. Mm-hmm. We are trying to build. We want to give you guys some free stuff, so jump on our Patreon and
probably bottles of water because I bought cases and cases, and now I have no use for it.
Kirkman water, for like $8.
It's
like the worst of the water too.
Yep, it's the cheapest stuff you can get. That, you see the guys selling on the Vegas Strip. They get a case from Walgreens for like $5, and then they sell like those cases of 42 for a buck
people
a
sell
piece.
Cases on the Vegas Strip?
Oh, you didn't know that?
I mean, I know they give out the Pokemon nudie cards, but not the...
Oh, yeah, got to collect them all, right?
Yeah.
No, what they do with the water, though, is they have a certain group of people.
Okay.
And you know those... You've been on the Strip.
I've been on the Strip,
you were just
but
there recently.
But I've never been offered water.
Okay.
Or a case.
So basically, those overpass sidewalks that go over the Strip? They'll have guys sitting there with coolers, and they're like, bottle of water, $1. Which, if you're in Vegas, you're like, holy shit, that's a great deal. Of course I want a bottle of water. I'm walking here in this heat. $1? Yeah, here, take two. Take a tip for you. But they have people stationed at every one of those bridges. But there's, like, the other family member with a van that drives over to, like, Walgreens and just picks up a case and keeps resupplying them throughout the course of the
that's
day.
just a hustle, man.
It is a hustle.
No, that's fine.
No, they're probably making more money than anyone in Vegas.
You're making it sound like it was like the Asian overseas where they take the bottle of water, but they put it in the tap, and then they seal the bottle of water with, like, super glue.
Yeah.
So it makes it seem like you have a brand new bottle.
Well, dude, that was the running gag here. Everybody was buying water for the hurricanes, right?
Okay.
And you would go places, and there would still be Dasani water sitting on the shelves because people would rather go without water than Dasani water. And the thing with Dasani is there's so many chemicals because Dasani water is basically just water out of the tap that they add chemicals to purify it.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I've drank Dasani so many times.
Who owns that? Pepsi?
I don't know. We'll have to Google it. Look it up. Dasani. Is it a Coca-Cola product?
Yeah, hold up. I thought I spelled it right. Oh, wait, I'm on freaking idiot. I was on YouTube.
Yeah, you gotta close out of X Hamster first.
What is that?
What?
Oh, that's one of your dark web websites?
X Hamster, YouPorn, PornTube, Pornhub.
All right. We don't want to know what are on your favorite tabs.
You're acting so innocent, like you've never
I am
seen
innocent.
any of those. Whatever.
I'm a church man.
Liars. Well, they have those categories too. So.
You know what? I'm already lost interest in this. It's owned by somebody who gives a shit. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Dude, you know what? Speaking of water, you know what? I watched recently on YouTube.
What?
You ever heard of what's it called? Gutter water. Gutter
water?
Yeah, gutter.
Like water?
No, gutter oil.
Gutter oil. No.
Yeah, gutter oil.
What's gutter oil?
So gutter oil is a documentary that they show, and it's people that are getting cracked down. They're getting shut down on the street for like food vendors because they're using water from the sewer, and then they're filtering the water from the sewer, and then they're making people's food. So
get the out of here.
So it was like I went down the rabbit hole of this. So it's called gutter oil, and the guy's doing the interview, and then as the guy's doing the interview, there's an old lady, and she's literally just taking water from a sewer and going and filtering it to a point where it can be sort of clean, and then cooking people's Chinese food or whatever on the street.
And this is in America?
It's in America and like in...
See, I thought when you said gutter oil and you started talking about street vendors, I assumed that, you got fry oil.
Right.
like when I worked in restaurants, we had to dump that into various things, and then that gets picked up and everything else. So I thought you were just talking about like people dumping their oil down the sewers, which of course would be amazingly illegal. But now you're saying that they grab sewer water,
like sewer water, and like in China, and and they cook, it messes you up. So then there's another thing. There's another thing where they take the dumplings, and let's say you order beef dumplings, but it's not beef. It's cardboard. And what they do is they get cardboard and they soak it in beef broth and they let it sit for like a month or whatever, and it gets real soggy to the texture of beef. And then they just stuff the dumplings and then they serve it to people, and people are getting sick because they're eating cardboard.
and that's in America as well?
Yes, that's what's happening in China, and they're cracking down on it. And I've been reading all this shit.
Man, all those times I've gone to Chinese buffets, I'm like, man, how can they give me so much food for like $5?
Yeah,
and
you're
now
eating cardboard.
I'm eating cardboard,
like,
which is the same recipe for like Domino's pizza. They're like, we're just gonna make the pizza taste the same as the box it comes in.
Dude, because you ever look at chicken? Like, you ever ordered chicken from Chinese?
Yeah.
What chicken is shaped like that?
What do you mean?
Like, you see how it's shaped like that? Like, even if you cut chicken right now, raw chicken, it doesn't shape like that. It doesn't shape like the way you order food from Chinese food, chicken from Chinese food.
Really?
Yes.
I think you order from someplace different.
No, I have never seen like
chicken that comes out like all curly-cued.
Right. Like it's like it's like curled or it's like flat, but then like it looks like a folded airplane.
You know what we should do? We should just like order Chinese from like 5 different places in the area. And then just take it to the lab. I don't know where this lab is.
The lab in my house?
We should just go, yeah, we should just run some tests on this stuff.
Okay.
We should just pick up some China. Do we have that in the budget?
That's going to have to be on our Patreon.
Okay.
We're going to have to ask for money on that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, see, look, these women are just like cooking gutter oil.
That's disgusting, man. That's disgusting.
How do you know, though? You're not going to know.
Yeah, I guess. But now I'm...
Like, would you be more upset, like... Would you still order the food there? They still did that?
Well, there was a place that I used to go when I was in community college down in Fort Pierce, and it was a Asian buffet, and family owned and everything like that.
Family owned, in other words, the secrets of passing dirt.
Well, yeah, it was. We would go there, in between classes, and we'd go grab lunch there, and like the all-you-can-eat buffet was like $6, so we used to go there all the time. And then it got shut down because they found Greyhound hanging in the cooler.
What do you mean Greyhound hanging in the cooler?
Like the dog, like a Greyhound.
They found a dog in the cooler?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The owners said that dog was only for family meal. And I guess you can legally order, like, I guess some people actually do eat, like, dog. So they said it was only ordered for family meal. And they did have the big family, like, the people who worked there were all related. So they would have their meals there. We would see them eating together all the time. So, but here's how I stand on it. I'm like, for $6, if I happen to be eating a dog, give me more dog. It was delicious.
You're freaking gross,
It was delicious, dude. It was like bourbon chicken or bourbon
that
Dalmatian.
That was bourbon. That was bourbon Great Dane.
Yeah, I'll have some bourbon Great Dane and some honey barbecue Chihuahua and... What's in the egg roll? It doesn't matter. Just bring them.
Oh, gross, man.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I was actually out. It's been a while. We took last week off because it was your birthday and you had big stuff to do. What'd you end up doing?
Nothing.
There you go. So glad we took it off.
But it was a good nothing. Yeah.
Like a good nothing, almost good enough to be a something.
No, not like that something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
it was just good to be off.
It's just good to not do anything.
So, but the weekend before, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, I went out to Cocoa Beach. I was at Gregory's Comedy Club out there for the weekend. And I've been out there like once a year for the past 12 years at that club. And whenever I go out to a new place, I try to eat at places that I can't eat at home.
Yeah, no, F that.
Yeah. You're all about chains?
Dude, I'm not about exploring.
Really?
No, man. You're going to end up with diarrhea, automatic.
See, I got on Google and Yelp, and I was looking up, like, best pizza in the area and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I'll go check that out. So I go to this one place, and I know I'm going to hate it as soon as I walk in because I order a Coke, and they give me a Coke, but with a paper straw. but I didn't know it was a paper straw. And have you ever gone to drink out of something and then realized it's a paper straw once you've taken the sip, but it's already too late?
I mean, yeah, I haven't really had an experience with the paper straw yet.
Really?
No.
It's horrific. It tastes like I don't know who 5 years ago was like, look, from now on, no more plastic straws. We're just gonna make them sip out of the wrapper the plastic straws came in.
Wait, wouldn't it disintegrate in the water or whatever you're drinking?
No, because it's like cardboard. It's almost like a harder pixie stick cardboard. Just think of a pixie stick. Like, remember those?
Yeah, you used to eat them.
Think of that without the sugar in it, and just open at both ends. So you're sucking this thing through a paper straw. Like, basically, you're drinking your beverage through a tampon applicator is what you're doing. And it's horrific. And it tastes like shit. And do you know what? Coke tastes so bad through a paper straw. I kid you not, it tastes like Pepsi. It's that bad.
Why are we doing paper straws again?
Because I was at this restaurant. They gave me a paper straw. And why are we as a population doing
why
paper straws? Because apparently plastic, blah, 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 getting into the ocean, blah, 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 killing sea
that
life,
turtle
blah, blah,
thing.
blah. And we're out there right by the ocean, you know? And I asked the server, I'm like, can I get a regular straw? And she's like, well, no, all we have is paper. And some people are like, well, why don't you just sip it without a straw? And it's like, I paid a lot of money to have my teeth redone, and that's why you use a straw, so that you're not getting all that fucking junk on your teeth, right? So I'm like, can I just have a plastic straw? And she's like, we don't have plastic straws because we respect our creatures of the sea. And I was like, really? And she's like, well, you know, think about it. If getting rid of plastic straws saves even one dolphin, isn't it worth it? I'm like, I'm going to need to meet the dolphin first. I'm like, it could be one of those jackass dolphins, dude.
This all stemmed from that video. Remember that video that turtle had a straw stuck up his nose for doing too much cocaine?
I don't remember.
And they had to rip it out of his nose?
No.
They saved the sea turtle. The sea turtle had a freaking straw like shoved into his brain.
Wow.
And they ripped it out with pliers.
Oh, poor turtle.
Yeah, and that one turtle ruined it for us.
It ruined it for everybody?
Ruined it for everyone.
This goes back to, they used to say, remember when 6 packs of Coke would come in like that
rings.
plastic rings? And then they always had pictures of like animals caught in the
fish
plastic
and the
rings.
ducks getting
I'm
caught.
like, if that was true, don't you think fishermen would lose the bait and just have like a 6-pack ring at the end of their line with a weight, just pulling up
fishing
6 packs of tuna?
just sticking
Look,
it.
they came packaged.
Bird.
So after the straw debacle, I was just like, whatever. So this is where it gets interesting because I'd never seen this before. I go into the bathroom, and right at the urinal, above the urinal, there's a video screen. And I thought it was like that video advertising, like, they flash like local stuff going on. But as soon as I start pissing, it goes, are you ready? I'm like, well, I am now. What's up? And it just starts going, welcome to X-Stream Racing. Not extreme, X-Stream.
It's a video game?
STREAM. And all of a sudden, three cars pop up on the screen on a racetrack, and it says P to steer. It flashes P to steer. And sure enough, it starts counting down like 3, 2, 1. And that shows a little diagram of like water going to the left and water going to the right.
No way.
I swear to God. Like, I'm like,
I want to go to
right?
The Gregory's just to go use that bathroom.
It's not at Gregory's.
Well, that pizza place down at the area.
So I'm like, prostate, don't fail me now, because I'm getting older, and
did your car putter?
It's just stuttering up the raceway.
The hard start.
I took like a hairpin turn. The guy at the urinal next to me got it all over his shoes. It was terrible. No, that didn't happen.
No, you should have left it at that. It happened.
Okay, it happened. So then I'm driving, and it's like really, really interesting. It's cool. Like, it's actually following. Basically what it does is it shoots down a light beam. So it's like anytime your pee breaks that light beam, that's how it tells which direction to go. And I'm racing. I'm just thinking, this is fucking cool. I want to pull out my phone and so I can record it for the kids or put it on social media.
Kids.
So I pull out my phone, but I'm having problems getting it to record and holding it. So luckily, the guy at the urinal next to me, he was willing to take the wheel for a little bit. So.
What?
Yeah,
What?
He took the wheel so I could videotape.
I hope you mean by the wheel, the phone. Either way, it's still weird. Ugh.
He was a better driver.
Apparently.
I couldn't use my knees.
Did you cross the finish line?
I didn't. I ran out of gas.
I wasn't talking about the game.
Yeah, but like when I stopped peeing, it flashed like an empty gas tank.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, dude, it was a blast. So I gotta try that out again. And I told my kids about it, and they want to go do it. And they're both at home now. When they pee, they're just making race car noises in a regular toilet.
Yeah, that means there's pee all over your floor.
Nah, they're pretty good. What, are you Googling it?
I have to.
You looking for a place that you can go play some extreme racing?
I want
to get like 5 of us together and go in and like, someone told me they used to have it at Dave and Buster's. I'm like, I never knew that. I would have been in there all the time.
All right, this is definitely not what I want. Okay. I went down a rabbit hole on that one.
Yeah, so no, Gregory's was a good time, though. I was out there. Let's see, Ray Rez was hosting for me. This guy named Damon Sumner out of Atlanta was featuring for me. And then Chris Robinson.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was. He hosted for me on Saturday night.
Cool.
And it was a good time. Coming up, man. September is kind of weird. I'm glad I didn't have any gigs this week because most of the comedians I know got their gigs canceled because of this hurricane coming through. So
nothing.
I was like, I had nothing. Yeah, I had nothing on the schedule, so that worked for me. Let's see, September 18th, I'm going to be at the Village Door Music Hall in Miramar Beach, Florida. The 20th, I'll be at Barefoot Bay Entertainment Center in Barefoot Bay, Florida, right by Melbourne there. And then the 27th, I'm at the Margaritaville Resort.
Which one? Daytona or Kissimmee?
Brand new Bonkers Room in Kissimmee. So I'm there the 27th and the 28th. And that's kind of weird because, like, I do shows each night. But on the 28th, I actually go to, like, a resort next door for an early 7 o'clock show at the Encore Resort. And then I'm right back over at Margaritaville.
It's just a one-man show?
No. It's I think they're doing the whole host feature headliner thing. But they're very picky right now about who they have hosting it. So you're probably in.
Actually, I think I have a gig in Andretti that weekend.
And you're doing Andretti's?
Yeah.
DJing?
Yeah, I'm just DJing though.
For the
Real Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm doing it that week.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to go with Preacher on this whole Boca Raton tour.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Why?
Can't get off work.
Hmm.
So sucks. And his date starts from like Wednesday to Saturday.
This week?
No, like the 20-something.
Hmm.
And then the 21st, I can't do it because I have a quinceañera I got to DJ. So I'm just like, done.
Well, I'm open that week. So Preacher, if you need a feature.
You need to learn how to use the video cameras.
Yeah, is that what he wants?
Pretty much.
He just wants you to record.
I get to host if I videotape everything. So.
Nah. He already told me, he's like, you can't open for me because I can't let you outsell me on merch.
That's true, too. You can't do any fire wallets.
Then I'm not going. I'm not going. Fine, I'll just do fire watches.
You were at the Improv recently, too, right? Last Wednesday.
Yeah, my good friend Richie Leese, a guy I started out doing comedy with down in South Florida, he was actually headlining there. So I swung by to just do a guest spot and say hey to him. And when I got there, he was like, hey, you want to host? I'm like, yeah, not really, but okay. And I hosted, and Carmen Malone featured, and we had some people doing, there was Tracy Wu did a guest spot.
Yeah.
And then Lisa Rod Davis also did a guest spot.
You got a freaking showcase.
Yeah, it was like 5 people, but it was a good time hanging out with Rich and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, shows in Cocoa did great. Loved it. But I wasn't happy with my wasn't sure if it's because I showed up at the Improv and just wanted to, in my mind, I was going to do a guest spot, so I was going to work on some newer stuff.
Yeah.
And like 5 minutes before the show's when he's like, hey, do you want host instead? And I was like, yeah, why not? Because guest spot free, host, you pick up a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll host, but my mindset was still on guest spot. So like I didn't do anything to turn that crowd into an audience. I just walked up there. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And bam, here's my new joke. Here's my new joke. And everything I've told people not to do, I did. And then, so it went okay. By the end of my host set, everybody was on board. But also, it started out as a light audience, and they didn't sit. They only had one of the front tables by the stage sat when we started the show. So while I was hosting, those other 3 tables by the stage got sat while I was on stage.
Yeah.
So there's nothing more than distracting than full on, oh, here's 4 people, here's 4 people, here's 4 people. And they're coming in, they're doing their orders full volume. They're looking at menus. They're not even interested in what's going on stage. But also, when you sit people like that, it's distracting to everybody who's been sitting there for an hour because it's happening right in front of them, you know? So I blame that partially because I can't take the full brunt of this on my own. And then, so that was still fun, you know, hanging out with Richie. And then Saturday night, you know, everybody was preparing for this hurricane and what was going to happen, everything. But I was going stir crazy. I'm like, well, I'm going to go over to Sleuths and I'm going to do a set, just work out some new stuff. And when I tell you I haven't bombed that bad in so long.
Oh, this is good. Finally.
It was horrific.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
Personally,
was there an audience first off?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
There was an
Even
audience.
better. All right,
and
go.
there was an audience, and other people were doing well with them.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yum, yum, yum,
Yeah.
yum. So what was your first joke?
Well, the thing is, I walked up on stage, and
they booed.
It kind of felt like that. I walked up on stage. Kevin White gave me a nice intro or something like that. And I walked up on stage, and I forget, but before I even got the mic out of the stand, there was a guy in the front row, and he said something. I'll have to listen to the recording, but he said something, and the audience went, ooh, or whatever. And I turned and looked at him, and he had like a man bun.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, dude, really, keep that style. It will come back around. And like the audience was like, ah! And then he's like, oh, you're just having a bad week. I'm like, well, it hasn't been as bad as yours. I mean, you've had to walk around with that face the whole time. And then everybody's like, oh! And then he said something else, and I said a topper. I'm like, are we done? Can I start now? Because I can do this for 5 minutes. And he was like, no, we're good. But then I wanted to get into my jokes. Like I had 5 minutes of new stuff.
Yeah.
And some of it relied on like likability. And I had lost all of it by the time
you got defeated by a fake samurai.
I should have just spent 5 minutes going off on him.
You should have just roasted this fake samurai.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing,
stupid man
he wasn't even an ugly guy, but once I said that comment about his face, you could tell he took it like really personal.
Oh, that's even better. So
like,
he had a complex.
He was probably one of those guys that had been like, you know, bullied his whole life, and then when he hit puberty, he started looking okay. And
but then you have to remind him he's a piece of garbage. Yeah, see?
Like I should have just spent 5 minutes tearing that guy down so that he didn't talk during any other comic shit. But yeah, and then I was in that situation where I'm like, well, I came to do new stuff, and I'm not gonna do that thing where, well, let me win this audience back by doing something. No, I'm like, if I'm going down in flames. And I got to the point where I was just delivering the punchline to like blank faces, but like holding for laughter because I felt I deserved it.
Jeez.
Yeah, I walked out of there, and usually, you know, I stay around till close and hang out with Kevin, and we go grab something to eat. And I was
not tonight.
Yeah, I think I waited one comic. I'm like, all right, I'm going home. And on the way home, Googled, you know, Valencia Community College AC refrigeration classes. Yeah, it was done, man. It was done. But more importantly, I think it's just been this whole, you know, this hurricane, like preparing for it.
Dude, it screwed me.
It just put me. The kids are home all week. I love them, but
I freaking I went a little bit too crazy on the damn snacks, man. Like I was like, all right, we're stuck in this damn house for like 3 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like whatever the day before. I just went out to Publix and just stocked up.
Yeah.
Now I got a bunch of damn snacks I don't eat. I'm gonna have to give out to the Bahamas because they're screwed.
Yeah, it's hard to make fun of. Like we got lucky.
We got super lucky.
Even right now, as we record that.
That thing was going 1 mile an hour.
Over the Bahamas.
You can't even walk 1 mile an hour. Your car doesn't even go 1 mile an hour.
You can walk 1 mile an hour.
Dude, okay, have fun. Like, you can outrun the damn hurricane.
Oh, what you're saying is you walk more than 1 mile
Yes.
an hour.
Yeah, that's like not normal.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just like consistent. And it was like, what, 180 miles per hour? So it's going in circles.
Yeah.
At 180, but then moving.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a consistent ass whooping.
I've been to the Bahamas quite a few times. I do the Atlantis Resort down there, and I go down for like 2 weeks every year. And when they're like, "Oh, we're moving to higher ground," I'm like, "It's the Bahamas. There is no higher ground." When you're seeing storm surges saying that's going to increase seawater or the sea level like 23 feet, it's like, dude, you're done.
Yeah.
You're going to wash away that little
It was
island.
bad, man.
Yeah.
I wish that damn hurricane would have hit Mar-a-Lago. That would have been good.
You know what they have in the Bahamas that I've never got a chance to see because you got to go out to a specific island? They have pigs that swim in the water.
Is that the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Have you seen the videos of these?
Yes.
Like pigs that swim in the water? And I always liked it because I'm like,
Mikey!
I'm like, yay. I'm like, because technically that means that pigs are now seafood. So I'm eating healthy.
Oh, shit. There's a video of a girl that she went to the Bahamas or whatever with a pig, and she's laying right next to the pig and acting stupid, like, oh, give me a kissy. And the pig bit her face. It was hilarious.
Good.
I was like, good.
Well, I think there was a report sometime this year. I read an article that, like, the swimming pigs may be no more or something like that because, like, so many tourists are going out there and messing with the pigs and stuff like that.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine people being
Go get my
douchebags.
picture with
Or
them.
try to ride one, like jump on its back.
They're not that big.
Oh, they're not?
They're like little tiny cool.
Oh,
little
okay. I
pigs.
thought they're huge.
No, not the ones I've seen.
Okay.
But yeah, so the whole, you know, I mean, on one hand, it's hard to make light of the hurricane because it did such damage, and let's face it, it was all in our path. But you know what I really hate? I hate the people that like just following on Facebook, the ones who are just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do with this storm? And then like, you know, the next day they're like, I told you there was nothing to worry about. I'm like, dude, I can literally scroll back through the timeline and see you flipping out because you can't find water anywhere.
Dude, my dad was flipping out about it.
Was he?
Oh, my God. He boarded up his house.
Mm-hmm.
He took the karate van and parked the karate van in front of the karate school on the sidewalk.
Right. Because rather than put up plywood, we'll just put the van here.
Yeah, or the van can just tip over and run into the karate school.
Right.
Dude, that was a whole argument its own because he got mad at me because I didn't back it in.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you didn't back it in right. There's too much space. And it was just all BS.
Well, 2 years ago during IRMA is when I had that tree branch that was the size of a
Yeah,
tree
that
fall
fell
on
on
the
your
cruiser. Yeah. So
I felt bad for you, man.
that was some high wind, and I wasn't looking forward to.
That was
going through
IRMA, right?
Yeah, that was IRMA.
Yeah, Irma's
2 years
jacked us
ago.
up.
Yep, and without power, you know.
We were out. Yeah, I was out with power for like 3 weeks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Here?
I wasn't
No,
living
you
here.
weren't here yet.
I was living with grandma.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, we weren't out power that long, but what happened when that tree branch that was the size of a tree fell on my car, I had put the other car, the nicer car, in the garage. So when that tree fell on my car, you couldn't get in or out, and I couldn't get to the other car in the garage. And, of course, the landlord at the time and the trees, oh, well, we got other people are dealing with floods and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care. Get the tree off. And in hindsight, I'm glad that the car was there because when you look at the pictures, like it's my car being there stopped that tree from coming through the boys' bedroom. So, you know,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
But that's what I started telling the landlord. I'm like, well, you know, you can either get someone over here to remove this tree, or I'm just going to throw my car into reverse, and this tree can continue on the path it was on. So you make the decision.
You know, you have the best luck when it comes to this shit.
You know, when we first started doing this podcast, I would tell you stories, and you're like,
The black cloud
You're-
returns.
you're like, this can't happen to one person all the time, and it does. I have another friend who she's a single mom, and she was, you know, this hurricane's coming.
Put her on blast, bro.
I'm trying to find her a man through the podcast. She's a single mom. Last year, she had, or 2 years ago during Irma, they had the hurricane out in Lakeland, and she went without power, but her neighbors, like a couple blocks over, were like, well, we didn't get hit, so you can use our generator. So they gave her the generator. She used it for like a week till she got power back.
Okay.
That was 2 years ago. So she's preparing for this. Saturday, they never came back to pick up their generator.
She had a generator for 2 years.
So for 2 years,
The-
they never.
It's hers.
They never came back. They call her on Saturday, you know, so she's kind of thinking like, oh, I got a generator. They call her on Saturday like, hey, we're going to come by to swing by and pick up that generator. And she's like, what? She's like, I've stored this thing for 2 years. And they're like,
She's kind of a dummy for that, too, though. Why didn't she?
I totally agree. But
You
it's
gotta-
a friend, so you're in that conversation where you're like, yeah, no, they're totally
What's the
wrong.
time limit? What's the time limit of holding somebody's stuff until it's like officially yours?
Never.
So if you gave me something, let's say
we've already determined you robbed from the grave. I don't think you're the one to talk about possession laws with here.
But this happened to me before.
That you loaned something to someone?
Other way around.
Okay.
So a dude that I knew, he loaned me comic books. I know. It goes right. It was like a tray bag, so it was like 2 comic books.
Yeah.
He left it at my house. I kept calling him, like, come get your comics, or when can we meet, get your comics. Kept blowing me off.
Mm-hmm.
2 years passed.
Mm-hmm.
I said, F it. I threw it up on eBay and sold them.
Wow. You got a good little chunk for him?
No. It was like, whatever. I just got him out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
He finds out, gets all pissed off, and like, I don't know, he gets like a little bitchy mode, and now we're not friends, but whatever.
Yeah, but you weren't that close if you were calling, and he wasn't coming over and picking up his shit.
I would have did it to my close friend.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Now I got to double check everything when I leave
But
this
like
place.
2 years, I think, is a limit.
I'm like, Kerm, did I leave my headphones here last week? Check eBay, bitch.
Well,
God damn it, man.
Did you buy those?
What? Yes.
No, those are mine because they've been in my house for over 2 years, for at least a year now. So those are mine.
You son of a bitch.
What else did you buy for the podcast? Did you buy?
You know what? I'm just going to start taking stuff
That
with
mic?
me.
That mic? That's mine too, by the
I'm
way.
going to start taking stuff with me and hope you don't notice. And when you finally notice, I'm like, yeah, that's been at my house for like 6 months. That's mine. I took it home one night.
So no, that's stealing. There's a difference.
No.
I'm saying the person who
never
gave it to you.
No, I never gave you these headsets.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. How did I give them? I'm like, I'll leave these here because I use them every week.
Exactly.
So
So you're leaving them with me in my possession.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't steal them from you.
Uh-huh.
So they're mine.
Okay.
What do you,
Say goodbye to that soundboard.
what do you mean a soundboard is you didn't buy it?
Nope, but it's coming home with me.
See, now you're stealing.
No, because we're going with this whole possession. You know what? You can get it back at my funeral. You can reach in my casket and pull it out, you son of a bitch.
By the way, that video's on Instagram if you're curious on what the hell we're talking about, and YouTube.
So I got really, really bored last night. I was just tired of all the hurricane talk. So I was like, on Facebook, I'm like, you know what? Just do you ever fall into like that clickbait stuff on Facebook where it's like 30 of the worst tattoos ever? And I'm like, now I gotta see it. And I hate it because it takes forever for the page to
and
update.
then they make you go by page by page. I phase out of that. I just want it all on one page where I can scroll.
You know what? That would be a great program, and they do it just for advertising or whatever else.
Yeah, I do that, but I hate it.
But we should come up with a program that automatically feeds. You feed the link into the program.
They do. They have it. They just douchebags about it.
No, I know the people who publish that
Yeah.
page. That's why they're doing it. But we should make a program where you can take those links, throw it, and it just shows up. Because I mean, some of them are good, and I like watching horrible tattoos. You know, I like when people are like, here's 30 of the worst tattoos. Here's 30 of the worst tattoo cover-ups. And I love when cover-up, of course, is when you get something tattooed. You break up with the girl or it looks like shit and they cover up with something else. I love it even more when the attempt to cover it up makes it look worse than what was there.
I've seen that too.
And it happens so often. So I love tattoo pictures. I love looking at people's tattoos and stuff. So, I posted last night. I'm like, show me your tattoo, good or bad. Let me know if it has a story to it, blah, blah, blah. And people just started posting their tattoos. And I throw mine up. And I have a Celtic cross with the clod in the middle, the heart, the crown, the friendship hands. And it was something I've been sketching in high school. And
you should get a tattoo of a black cloud.
Yeah, that will be the cover up for this cross since God has forsaken me. But no, it was, everybody tells you like, hey, if you get one tattoo, they're addictive. You're going to get another one. I think I got this one when I was 33, and that was after thinking about it since I was 16, what I wanted. So it's the only one I have. I haven't really, I think when I had the kids, I thought about getting something, for them.
Yeah.
But truthfully speaking, I haven't got another tattoo. Haven't got an urge to do it. Do you have any tattoos? You do.
I do.
You have your dogs,
I'm
right?
thinking about getting a face tattoo.
Like, well, you have tattoo right
I
now.
have tattoos on my dogs on my back.
Both your dogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
They passed away though. So.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting Kiva, but I am thinking about getting a face tattoo.
Like a tattoo of a face?
Like Mike Tyson. Like not of Mike Tyson, but I'm thinking.
I was gonna say that
like,
seems. I didn't
like
know you
like
liked
you know
it
how
that much.
Tyson got that tribal.
Yeah, and regrets it every day of his life.
He doesn't regret it. It's famous.
What are you talking about? This is the worst tattoo ever.
I don't know. I was thinking about getting a face tattoo.
Why?
I don't know, because I have a job where I can do that.
Is that why?
Yeah. I can get neck tattoo. I can get a face tattoo, hand tattoo. I can get any tattoo I want.
Yeah, you can.
And I have the job.
Yeah, and it will be cool when you swing by the public schools picking up kids and you got that face tattoo going. Where are you going to get? Just like a small swastika or a big one?
No,
Where are you going with?
I'm not getting a
Just like,
swastika.
how many little teardrops?
No. I haven't killed anybody, so can't get a teardrop.
Wink, wink.
There's no wink, wink. There's no wink, wink.
As many concussions as you have, you don't know if you killed someone or not. You
what,
could be like Jason Bourne. Maybe all those blackouts were when you were on assassination missions.
I didn't kill anyone.
You might have.
True. No, there's no might have.
Can you say that with 100%?
Yes.
How?
I'm giving you my wide eyes stare down.
I know, but you have moments of your life you don't remember, right?
I'm pretty sure I remember stabbing somebody.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Are you though? So we've admitted that you don't remember a lot of your childhood because of concussions.
Right.
You don't remember like whole phases of your life, but you know for sure you didn't kill anyone during those blackouts.
Yes.
Have you even seen a movie? This is exactly how this shit
Stop trying to jog up memories and make me confess on a podcast.
Look,
by the way, if I did, I would just edit all this out. I would not let this be out on the air.
Yeah.
You would know, and then I'll murder you for it.
Yeah, you're talking like someone who's never used murder as an option. Yeah, sounding really secure over there.
Listen, man, how do we get into this murder thing? I'm talking about face tattoos.
Okay, but real question. More or less than 5?
None.
So, less than 5?
Less than 5.
So you've just admitted to
0.
killing less than 5 people.
No, still stupid.
And you just said less than 0, which means more than 0. You can't kill negative people. How many lives have you saved? Is that what you're saying?
I did save a life.
So you didn't kill anyone, but you saved someone.
That's right.
How?
By fitness and
It was a long-term rescue.
the long-term rescue.
Come on,
I
seriously.
give advice.
Was it for money or was it for like?
Really? That's what you're trying to push?
What?
You trying to push that I murdered someone?
You murdered.
No, I didn't. I didn't murder.
Was it self-defense? Because if it's self-defense,
No, it was
it's
no
not
self-defense,
really
man.
So why'd you do it?
I feel like, what's that show where they're asking that handicapped kid? It's like, why'd you murder? He's like, I like ice cream. It's like, you murdered her. And then,
Wow.
what was that? The Catch a Murder or something?
Oh yeah, making a murder.
Making a murder.
That
and the kid was handicapped.
He was on the
He
spectrum.
was on, okay. And they're like, did you murder? He's like,
And they question him without representation.
he's just like, I like ice cream. It's like, okay, he did it. He admitted it. Ice cream means murder. And they threw him in jail. Yeah, that's what you're doing to me right now.
So is that your way of saying you think because you have less than normal brain activity, you should be allowed to
If that gets me out of jail, then yes.
this line of questioning?
Yes.
Come on, man. You can tell. Look, off the air, how many people have you killed?
There's no. This is so stupid, bro. I didn't kill anyone.
Just what someone who killed a lot of people.
You have nothing on me.
Oh, so now it's not you're innocent. Now it's I don't have the evidence.
You have nothing to hold on
I
me.
get it. I see what you're saying. Just here, write it down.
There you go.
14.
The 14. You son of a bitch. Look, man. Whatever. I'm gonna get a face tattoo. That's it.
What's it gonna be of? Is it gonna be like a stupid tribal thing?
I don't know.
Why would you get a face tattoo?
Just cause.
Just to show them what happens when the karate school comes falling apart and you
I
have
have
to
the
get a
other
real
bar.
job.
I can't even say that with a straight face.
Even stand-up comedy, though, you know. You're going to go on stage with a face tattoo?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what people like. People want to see character.
Name all those successful face tattoo comedians.
Mike Tyson.
No.
Mike Tyson.
No.
Mike Tyson.
No.
I don't know anyone. Yeah,
If you're going to get face tattoos, you're going to have to be one of those, you know, rappers that mixes, like, codeine and...
syrup?
Yeah.
I should get a tattoo of my hairline. Like, right?
I've seen bad tattoos of that, too.
Dude.
Like those guys who go bald and try to tattoo.
I should
like,
tattoo
looking
my
like-
hair. Like where my missing hair, I should just tattoo my hair
I
right
think
back.
you'll be disappointed.
Just black. Just big
Have
black
you ever seen
dot.
like they actually have like clinics that do it like professionally to make
Oh,
it
it looks like a
hairline.
nightmare.
No, some of them look like really good, like from a distance, but someone's gonna touch your head eventually, right? And then they got the other ones where like they're doing the tattoos and it's just like a normal, regular, off the street $30 flash tattoo guy on the strip, and like it's all crooked and jagged. And I'm like, and that's there for life now, man.
Well, I've seen women when they tattoo the eyebrows, and that's always hilarious.
That's crazy.
And they're all jacked up. They're all like they sneeze when they're writing it with a Sharpie. Like,
Right. And when they get older, those wrinkles are gonna set in, or if they try to compete with Botox on that, it's never gonna look normal again.
No, yo, shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna sag down.
Yep.
Then you can have like a shutter eye. It's just gonna be like drooped, like a haunted house.
Yeah, those are those things you do when you're young, thinking you're gonna die before you hit like.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are all about,
I don't know. A lot of Instagram
die
people
young,
are doing pretty well with
die young, leave a
face
pretty
tattoos
corpse.
and neck tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. Some of those tattoos just.
I'm telling you, you should get a black cloud tattoo.
I should.
That'd be hilarious.
I've been thinking about it since you said it.
You should get a black cloud tattoo and then just have a list like a 10 commandments of all the shit that you had to put up with.
And you know what's funny? When I spent time at Disney,
And you drawing the black cloud.
I was a friend of Eeyore's.
Yeah,
so
see,
I
you
had
were
to do
Eeyore, weren't you? No, you're a friend.
a quote unquote friend of Eeyore.
Yeah.
So we had to do their autographs, and this was Eeyore's autograph.
Eeyore's autograph was a cloud.
Was a
That's
cloud,
raining.
and
then the Y had this tail, the pin up tail.
Yep, and then the E's would be backwards.
The
and
E's
stuff
were
like that.
backwards.
So I should just get like the black cloud tattoo. I think that'd be cool.
And just go down the list of just crap that you have dealt with. Just on top of your dome. Go.
Look, this is episode
Top
75.
Top 5.
This is episode 75.
Yeah.
If people want to hear it, they can at least hear 6 an episode. Like they can go back. You know what, listeners, you go back and you make up the
what
list.
are the top 5 ones?
Top 5 what?
Like just like this. Why is this happening?
I'm
The tree on the car is 1.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
You fighting with the elderly.
They had it coming.
You get in a fight with your neighbor about the dog poop.
Well, let's go with my weirdest weekend ever. 33 years old. My grandfather, who I love to death. I'm on the road doing comedy. 33 years old. I get a phone call right before I go on stage that my grandfather passed away, and now I gotta go on stage and do comedy. So I go on stage, I do comedy. I go back to the hotel room. I start thinking, I'm like, man, life is too short, like really. And I've been in a relationship with a girl for a while that was going nowhere, and I think neither one of us really had the balls to call it off. So I call her the next day from the hotel room. I'm like, look, my grandfather passed away. It really made me start thinking about life and everything like that. And I don't think this is going anywhere with us. And she's like, oh my gosh, I've been feeling the same way, but I didn't want to dump you right before your birthday because my birthday was the following day. And I'm like, look, we're good. We'll always be friends, blah, blah, blah. I just need some time. And she's like, no, I totally understand. I go on stage that night. So now there was Thursday night. I found out my grandfather passed away. Friday night, right before I go on stage, broke up with the girl I've been in a relationship with a long time.
Yeah.
The next day is my birthday, and she calls me to tell me she's pregnant.
Jesus Christ.
And I say, this is the worst get back together bid ever. And she's like, I wish it was. Mind you, we had dated for several years with never a close call. The weekend we finally decide to end it, we find out she's pregnant. And so that was my 33rd birthday. That was find out my grandfather died, break up, and then find out I'm going to be a dad. And mind you, you know I love that first one. So
holy shit.
That's just a lot for a weekend, and then turn 33.
Why isn't this a joke somewhere? Like there's a whole demented.
There is nothing funny about this.
Oh my gosh!
But that was one of those black cloud weekends,
I was thinking more just kind of funny incidents that you can laugh at. That was not funny at all.
It's funny to some people, I'm sure. It's funny to like every girl who dodged a bullet by not dating me. I gotta imagine some girls just scroll through my Facebook from time to time going, got out of that one. Because I know I do it to other people. In fact, all those girls out there that are like, oh, it's only guys doing that face app thing to see what they look like when they're older. Girls would never do that. Well, guess what? You don't have to because we did it for you.
Yeah.
All right? I've gone back through every single ex-girlfriend I've ever had.
Shut up.
I swear to God. Every girlfriend I've had since high school, I've done the face app on to see if I was dodging a bullet. And lucked out.
You could tell someone that's going to look bad when they get old just by looking at them.
Well, it used to be you would like check out the chick's mom, like because you know you see how the mom's aged, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm sitting pretty, you know. But like that face app thing has really helped out because I think I told you why I did it the face app on myself. It was scary because when I did my photo and put it through, I literally thought that for somehow it had just done this thing where I went through my, you know, because they said, oh, the Russians designed it and everything. I thought they had literally just gone through my photos and pulled up a picture of my dad as my, what you'll look like when you're older.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wow, dude, that's creepy. And I'm like, but I don't know how accurate this is. So let me check what it thinks I look like when I was younger. And I put that in, you know, because you can go back like 20 years. And when I tell you that with the exception of some scruff, I was like, holy shit. It pissed me off because it was accurate. So I've been using that as the model for like now, even when I like scrolling through Bumble or something like that, I'm like, well, before I send a message to this girl, let me see what I'm looking at in 20 years.
I hate going through. I don't go through exes.
No,
dude, no, man. I want to see them happy.
No,
I don't want to see that.
My my 20-year high school reunion's coming up, and I got a gig that weekend, so I'm not sure. If
high schools don't count.
Yeah,
I'm talking about relationships afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, because high schools you could be friends later.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think most of the exes I've had have come back around into my life somehow. Like just, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Have mine? No.
What about your ex-wife? You ever talk to her?
No. Not one peep.
That's always the amazing thing with exes with me. It's like someone that you were so close to, closer than anyone else on the world.
Yeah, they cut
that
you.
I can just done.
You know what it is? We always try to act like we want to be friendship, but we really don't. Like, I just don't want to be an asshole. That's what the main thing is.
I don't know. I just find it so funny that like someone picked you to be their significant other over everyone else, and then when they break up with you,
they cut ties on everything.
They cut ties, but people they were still friends with that weren't good enough to be their significant other are still in their life, but you can't be anywhere near them.
Like I'm pretty sure I got like a couple friends that I've still like consider friends. Like they're still friends on Facebook. Like, yo, what the?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're backstabbing, motherfucker. Yo, you gotta delete that. You can't be friends. You can't be friends with both of us. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's garbage.
It's like you got to
pick a side.
Split up the. You know what she did. Well, we don't want to get involved.
Yeah,
really.
You are involved. You are involved in picking a side right now. Pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
I pick sides.
Well, it's funny, too, because my brothers and I were all so different, like my little brother and my older brother, that there are people that hate my older brother, but they love me, you know? And likewise, there's people who would, if I saw them in public, we'd probably have an issue.
But that's different.
But they hang out with my brother. But it's just kind of weird because every now and then on Facebook, it will be like, hey, let us recommend someone. I'm like, why? Why? There's a reason you've recommended him for 7 years and I haven't hit yes on that one, you know? So, I don't know, man. What you got going on with these, if we survive this hurricane?
We are surviving this hurricane. I got to work tomorrow.
If you're listening to this, we're recording a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And
the hurricane's like under us right now, off to the.
It's under us. That would be an earthquake, not a hurricane.
Nah, you know what I meant. Like we're the Florida state, whatever.
It's like above zero, working its way up the East Coast. It's off the coast. We're supposed to be getting some.
We're supposed to get hit with some kind of rain at midnight tonight.
Yeah.
And I got to work tomorrow morning.
So
that's always fun.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, driving over here from Orlando today, the tolls are suspended. So that's
they're still suspended?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's nice. And then also barely anyone on the road. And it's almost like the beginning of The Walking Dead. Every time there's a hurricane around here and you're that one person on the road, you enjoy it, but then you start thinking, how come I'm the only one on the road?
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice smooth ride.
So what'd you do with your hurricane days? Because you didn't have the school wasn't open, like karate wasn't open. Is that how you guys work it? Like if school's not in session, you guys don't?
Correct.
Okay. And do you give people money back?
No. It's ridiculous. That's bad business.
Well, bad on your end, I'm sure.
That's bad business.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get like I'm having the thing with the power company right now. I got my power bill for this month, and it's just as much as it was last month. But last month, there was no one at my house for a month. So how...
You probably left something on.
Even if I left one thing on, it doesn't equate to 4 people using the house for a month, compared to, you left the porch light on.
Maybe you got a squatter.
I've thought about that.
You got a squatter that's living in your
Someone living
attic.
in the attic home?
Yeah. Well, he would be dead by now with the heat from Florida, but yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
You have a
Those
dead
guys
body.
are determined. Yeah, and even then, what's he running up there? What kind of? I would hear a TV up there. You know?
Something.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
You're getting screwed over by Duke.
100%. 100%. You ever call them too to like be like, hey, I think you guys need to come check this out. There's no reason I need to be paying this much. And then they're like, well, you know, you're supposed to have your thermostat set at 78 all the time.
No,
like,
it's higher than that now.
What state do you live in?
Yeah, they says 80 something.
I can hear from your heavy breathing that you are a fat, heavy woman. And you're telling me if I go in your trailer right now, you have it set to 78, you lying bitch. Don't sit there on the other end of this phone talking to me like you're not home with the AC jacked down to 64 still going, is it warm in here?
All that hate comes out. It's just you just paint that picture of just hate, of like the stages of your anger that you have to deal with on a daily.
On the daily.
Who calls Duke Energy to bitch about it?
Me.
Yeah.
They can't give you an answer.
Most people just deal with it.
You need to with the kilowatt hours. I'm like, you come over here and you show me the electricity leaving your box into every device and tell me how much those devices.
Why don't you get those solar panel thingies?
It's not my house.
Oh, that's
right?
true. It's not your place.
Yeah.
Oh, then F that.
Yeah.
I live in an apartment, so I don't.
I know. I saw how prepared they were for the hurricane, too.
Well, they do.
Nothing.
Yeah, my apartment.
Yeah.
They said don't use the elevator.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
They left a note.
I saw the old lady in the walker trying to make it up the flight.
Yeah. Tough luck, honey.
Wow.
Should have got a first floor. I don't feel any remorse.
Like a good neighbor, Kermit is there.
Not there. Not there at all.
No.
Dude, did you happen to get a chance to eat that Popeye's chicken?
I'll be honest with you. I've had no want to, but I've seen a lot of drama coming from the I saw more people on Facebook pissed that Popeyes ran out of chicken sandwiches than they were that places were out of water.
Yeah.
That's how Florida gets down for a hurricane. Like, they're out of water. That's fine. They're out of chicken sandwiches. Mount up.
They took them off, though, didn't they?
What, the chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Did they?
I thought they were like, bro, you were done. We're done selling these for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that because they had some issues happening. Like, you were telling me about something.
Well, I mean, I know there's one guy suing them for not having chicken sandwiches.
I read about that guy. That guy went to.
Can he win that?
I think he's suing for like $5,000.
The damn chicken sandwich is $4.
And his thing is, he's like, it was false advertising. It was bait and switch. I went to 3 different locations, which you can't even tell me 3 locations.
I want to see this guy. How fat is he?
And then this was the best part of the story for me. Apparently, he found someone that said they were a Popeyes employee.
Okay.
Selling them on like Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, they're getting Craigslist
for $24
Popeye sandwiches?
And he's like, and I bought one. And I have yet to receive it.
Oh, my gosh.
He's like the same one who would like buy cocaine from someone and then report it to the cops if it wasn't good stuff. Like,
it's baking soda.
I paid for cocaine and this man gave me some other powder. Here, try it. It is definitely not cocaine. We need to go arrest this man right now. And then I heard someone actually pulled a gun. I just read today someone pulled a gun out of Popeye's employee because they said they were out of chicken sandwiches, and the employees managed to like get the guy outside and the doors locked or something.
It happened in Texas.
Did it?
Yep.
Hit me.
Happened in Texas, and the suing thing happened in Tennessee. So finally, not Florida.
So what happened? Tell me.
Let's see. Oh, wait, that's a Tennessee one. Yeah, it's $5,000. Let's see. Happened at 8:45 p.m. on a Monday. A group of 5 people went to Popeyes in Houston. And when the group believed, they're in their late teens and early 20s, they were told the restaurant had no more chicken sandwiches. A man pulled out a gun and threatened the workers. Listen, motherfucker, if I ain't getting this chicken, someone's going down. It ain't going to be me. Get this chicken sandwich. Couldn't they just take a chicken breast and like just rip out the bones and be like, here's 2 bread and there's a chicken there, same shit.
Grab some chicken fingers.
Yeah,
Throw it on the
chicken
bun.
fingers and throw it on the bun.
People going crazy for this chicken sandwich.
Either way, chicken fillet is better than all of them, so I don't care.
Yeah, I'm good with Chick-fil-A.
Chicken fillet sandwich is on
To this
point.
day, I still haven't been to a Popeyes, though, so I can't speak from
You never ate at
experience.
Popeyes?
Never.
I recently got introduced to Popeyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, dating a black girl. But that's why, because I didn't scratching your ear over there. But yeah, that's the only reason I got introduced to it. 'Cause I didn't even know
Is
about
it good? You like it?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I never had the chicken sandwich.
Come with a lot of sides?
Does it come with a lot of sides? I don't know. I like Zaxby's more than anybody.
I have been to a Zaxby's.
Zaxby's great.
It's funny, though. I was on the road. We were going up to South Carolina to do some shows. I was on the road with James Johnny. He took me to a Bojangles. I had never been to Bojangles before.
Bojangles, greasy.
And Bojangles is greasy, but oh my God, as soon as you walk in, it's like, what's that place? Like Moe's. You ever been to Moe's?
Yeah.
Where they're like, welcome to Moe's. Every time you walk in, they got like burritos and tacos. Bojangles, you walk in, they're like, what's up?
Can I get a number 2 and side of Coke? I bet. I was like, what?
Someone had posted the other day that like the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is like when you have that stepmom who's really into nutrition and she's trying to bring you guys around to her way of eating.
She knows how to cook a fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But she's going to do it the healthy way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Popeyes chicken is like your aunt who only cooks things in like 14 pounds of grease and lard, and you better eat in my house and show me some respect.
And she has that big like
That
turkey leg
flesh
arm
wing hanging off you.
You know you're gonna eat well. She has
Starts
that
shaking when she walks by.
Yeah, it's like
She doesn't walk as much as shuffling a moo-moo.
it's like a bounce house on her arm.
Yeah.
It's just huge, and it just jiggles. You're like, oh, this food's gonna be
baby,
great.
Lordy, you ain't eating enough.
Look at you, all skin and bones.
Look
We
at
need
you
to
all.
fatten you up.
What
boy.
are you down to 260? Man, prison has changed you.
Oh my God, our voices are horrible.
I don't do impressions.
I don't do impressions.
I'm like Dave Chappelle. My impressions are very for a niche audience.
Dude, so many mixed reviews on that. On
The critics hate it, and people who actually watched it really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Being
I
a
only
comedy professional.
I only watched like the first half of it.
Me too. And everyone's like, watch the interview part. I guess he did a Q&A at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
But I know over his past few episodes, a lot of people have had the issue with like, oh, he's just not relatable anymore. He's always talking down to us, and comedy's about punching up. But here's the thing. Dave Chappelle has hit a point where he is rich. He is famous. And when he tells stories now, it's not so much name dropping. Those are the people he hangs out with. And that's the stuff he do. He's still talking about his life. I'm sorry that it's not him talking about his life being poor and hungry and, struggling.
Right. Isn't that how it's supposed to be, though? Like, in the beginning, that's what people, yeah, I get it. The relating of everyone's poor, everyone struggles, everyone doesn't have money. But when you get to a certain level, you can't talk about that anymore because we know you're full of shit.
I think on one of his specials, it was at the height of, black American males getting pulled over and shot and everything, and traffic stops. And one of his jokes is like, so I got pulled over and I was really scared, but not as scared as you, because I remembered I'm Dave Chappelle, bitches. And while it came off as like cocky and arrogant,
it's the truth.
It's the truth. What cop's gonna pull over Dave Chappelle and not recognize Dave Chappelle and be like, oh my gosh, it's Dave Chappelle? He's a little bit safer.
Yep.
And then, he was even talking about Trump and just like, kind of like, he's like, oh, no, that affects you.
Yeah, not me.
Because I'm in the 1%, So, yeah, it comes off as condescending and everything else. And I do get what a lot of people were saying this time around, because he's like, let me do an impression. Who's this? And he's like, ooh, I'm going to find out whatever you did wrong, and I'm going to make you pay for it. I'm going to take everything away from you. But he's like, and that's you, And he was kind of talking about how people, the whole Me Too movement, everything else, people are looking into people's past and trying to pull people down now.
Right.
And it's like, well, yeah, but still, if you did shitty things, there's no statute of limitations on being a fucking rapist.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. But I mean, the special that everyone says is great, but then the critics hate it. So.
Yeah. Well, kind of shows you who's paying the bills, I guess.
Is that what it is?
I guess. You know, why would the critics have such? I think it on Rotten Tomatoes it was like 17%, but then like the other side was like 99% approval rating.
Do you even last an hour nowadays watching stand-up?
It's one of the most difficult things to do.
Dude, 30 minutes and I'm tapping.
For me to watch someone else's stand-up, I have to hear so many of my other friends who I appreciate being like, dude, did you see so-and-so's new special? Did you see so-and-so? Bill Burr is the one guy, if he puts something out, I can't wait for it.
It's coming out, actually.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks or something like that.
I can't wait for it. I'll check it out. But because I'll watch his stuff, and like it's done, and I feel like I've only been listening for like 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
You know? But some of these other specials, I don't know, man. I just can't get on board with them.
I started watching Whitney Cummings one.
Yeah.
Started okay, and then I just kind of drifted off.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's so many comedy shows now on Netflix and now they're Amazon now.
Yep.
And they're just dropping them left and right.
And yeah, it's oversaturated.
Oh, just like an open mic.
Yeah.
It's
But on the other hand, I'm like, everybody has a special. Everybody but me.
I mean, you can.
Can I?
I mean, what's stopping you?
I guess, I don't know, someone to record it.
Dude, we can do it. It's just a matter of filling up the room and actually, like that time that we filled up the improv when you had your show and then we had no sound. Well, that would have been screwed up.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
that was a packed out room.
That was a packed
I've always
room.
said I don't think improv's the greatest place to film
It's
a
not.
special.
It's not. The lighting is really bad. And
Yeah.
the setup is weird.
And you wouldn't think the lighting would be bad because you have control over all of it.
The sound is always crackling, and
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's weird kind of. It's a great room, but at the same time, on a professional level,
If you're gonna record, plus
it's
I
weird.
kind of want to record in a theater where everybody's forced seating front and no one's like going, "Hey, can I get more honey mustard over here in the middle of your set?"
Yeah, you don't want checks being dropped
You don't
during
want
your
the clinking of
people walking
glassware.
around. Yeah, it's just
servers running throughout.
like that's why like these rooms, like these small rooms, like a Bullenbush is actually not bad. On a level of like they packed it out right and they did the lighting right. It's intimate. It's right there.
Well, it's funny too because some of these specials you look at and you wouldn't believe how small the room actually. Like they make it look big, but then you see where it was actually recording. You're like, oh, that's a tiny little.
Yeah, it's a tiny room.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should start looking around for a decent. You know what? I always thought was a great venue in Orlando to film a special.
What?
SAC. Have you been over to SAC?
Are you talking about
Downtown in Orlando?
Oh yes, sorry, I was thinking a garden room. Yeah, no, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Have you been in there?
Yeah, it's great. It's perfect.
Yeah. Great stage.
Yeah,
Good
lighting's
lighting.
perfect. Yeah,
Got the sound.
and
Got
people are there
theater
right
seating.
up front. Yep,
We should go. We should record a
that's
special
not
over
a
there.
bad idea.
We should go check it out. Rent
Talk
it
to
out.
Allie.
Well, I know because I've substitute over there for the intro to comedy classes. So I know like a couple of the guys that run it over there. So it'd be worth checking out.
Let's do it.
Let's
I
do
think
it.
we should do it, but there's nothing.
And then what we do, we shop it around to. I do a special and then I shop it around to.
Put it on
someone.
YouTube.
Put it on YouTube.
Oh no, yeah, Andrew Schwartz.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Just right up on YouTube.
He's slapping up there. He put a whole half an hour of him doing crowd work.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it.
Oh, I went down the rabbit hole of YouTube heckler videos the other day.
There's not that many good ones.
There isn't, but I will tell you who I've really started to enjoy, Jimmy Carr.
Okay.
Have you heard of him before?
It rings a bell, but I'm probably not.
I think he had a game show for a while. He really does this kind of deadpan, British comedy.
Yeah.
But I guess it's become a game. Like people just try to heckle him during his shows. So it's like
he wants it.
It's like a 7-minute clip. At one point, he pulls out. Remember those things you folded, like the fortune teller things, like the paper things, where you're like, pick a color, BLUE, pick a number. I think it's his go-to stall for when he's trying to think of something to say. He's like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "Oh, well then, let's go over and figure this out." And he picks it up and he's like, "What was your name? What's your favorite color? What's your number?" And he opens it up and then he has some insult ready to go.
Oh, that's funny.
It's so funny. But he was dealing with one heckler, and then some other heckler said something. He's like, "Okay, hold on, one twat at a time." And then he goes back, and someone goes, "Hey, you never came back at me." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. If you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mother's teeth. And I was just like,
I gotta check it up on YouTube.
yeah.
I'll check it out.
He had a bunch of good ones. So,
Cool.
yeah, you ever deal with hecklers? You ever get hecklers?
I had 2
Mm-hmm.
that threw me off, but I retaliated against them.
Now, were they heckling or were they just talking loudly?
It
What was
wasn't a
going on?
heckle. It was more of like trying to add their joke with my joke.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
So
Like,
they were enjoying your show,
Right. Like I
and
used
you
to.
decided to make enemies of them.
Well, no. So I used to do a joke talking about how I went to a sex store,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I was comparing. This is like a hacky kind of like dick joke.
Yeah.
And the punchline is pretty much saying that I'm fun size, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like these giant dicks, whatever. Lady in the back goes, "'Cause you got a small dick," and I kind of just stopped.
Like, have you been listening to the
Right,
joke?
and that's where it happened. I just started going in on her,
Mhm.
and then she felt bad, and then she's all apologizing at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But I was just like, "Bitch, were you not listening? Like the whole
That was the whole.
joke."
What's wrong? Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I said.
that's
I got a
what
small
I said.
penis.
And it was just dumb. And then I got rid of that joke after that. I was like, I'm never doing this joke again.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it. And then that one at MegaCon, but that was it.
What one at MegaCon?
I was like, I'm in a relationship. He's like, I'm single. I was like, I'm straight.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't even a.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really have that many hecklers.
Yeah,
I never had anyone be like, kind of like just trying to like shut me up.
yeah,
So I never had that happen. No.
yeah.
Maybe because they know. I don't know. I don't talk about karate that much. So
I don't know. I think the people I see that get heckled the most are people who, like, audiences, as much as it's going to sound stupid, they smell fear and they smell blood. And if you're up on stage not doing well and they think they can be funnier than you, then there's always that guy in the audience. I think every comedian started because they sat in an audience watching another comedian going, I could do this. You know? So you have an audience full of people who, 1 or 2 of those guys are like, I'm funnier than this. I'm
Right.
funnier than this guy. And they're waiting for their chance to be funnier. Plus, you throw in alcohol and everything else. There's just too many. But if you're up on stage and you're being confident, it's like you're showing that you're controlling the rhythm and the flow of the show, then like people think like I do a lot of asshole type humor. And people are like, dude, you must get heckled a lot. I'm like, no, I don't really.
yeah.
You know, like I just keep it going. And, you know, if I do get heckled, sometimes I try.
But you're pretty good at like ready. You always have like 8 in the chamber.
Yeah, but those 8 in the chamber came from nights when I didn't
Have
have
anything
things
in
to
the chamber.
say.
Shit.
I always say, people are like, dude, how do you write comedy or how do you deal with hecklers? And it's like, here's what happened. This is why the stage time all comes in handy. Because say you get heckled one night and you're doing some bar in Abacoa near Jupiter, Florida, and someone heckles you and you're doing your 5-minute set and you're just stunned. You're like, and you say something and it doesn't fly, and then you try to finish it. You limp home off stage after that set. You're driving home and you're like, what I should have said.
Yeah, always.
And then the next time that happens and someone throws out that line, you're like, whew, boom, like nunchucks, like a ninja.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of my comedy is too. Like when I tell stories of something that happened, when I tell the stories and I say what I said to the teller, I never said that to the teller.
Right.
What happened is driving home, I'm like, what I should have said to that teller. And that's what comedy is.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much.
It's reality with a little bit of
Rebuttals that we didn't get to use.
rebuttals or
Comebacks.
a little hyperbole. You just spice up the story a little bit, you know? You know, like if you listen to any of my comedy and you listen to any of the stories and you go, man, how is he still alive after talking to people like that? It's really simple. I never said that in real life to people. I was watching this Bruce Springsteen.
I don't know. They're road rage Hurley. We seen what you say.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
There's that.
There's that.
But I was watching Bruce Springsteen. He had a one-man show on Broadway, and they put it on Netflix for a while. It's just Bruce standing on stage with the guitar. And he's just playing the guitar the whole time while he tells stories about his life.
Right.
And then he sings a song, like Thunder Road or something like that. But at one point, he's like, for 30 years, I've been singing about what it's like to work in the factory and take my kid out to play baseball and drink it down at the bar after a hard day of the coal mine. And he's like, and the truth is, I never did any of that shit. And it was like in that moment, he's like, I made it all up. I lied. And I'm
That's
just
hilarious.
like, oh, dude, I was done. I've seen him in concert like twice. I grew up listening to my dad play his songs and stuff like that. And just to hear this guy who, was like, he was the boss.
Right.
He was rock and roll. He was America. He was the guy who was singing to us because he was one of us. And just to hear him in his like 70s now on a stage as a billionaire going, I made it up.
I made all that bullshit up.
I love it. I love every part of it.
That's hilarious.
I wasn't even offended. I was just
hilarious.
yeah. So hopefully that's how I'll be someday.
You'll get there.
Yeah. So let's do it. I actually came up with a couple of sketch ideas.
Did you?
Yeah, because we got to get filming some sketches.
We got
what I hear.
We got a lot of people yelling at us for not doing My Shitty Roommate.
Who?
A couple people.
You say a lot. You
Hey,
went from
5
a lot to a couple.
5 is a lot.
5 is a lot? Is that the number of people you've killed?
No, that's not the number of people I killed.
So it's less than 5.
It's less. There's 0, man. Don't look at me. There's no one. Well, anyways, you know what? This is episode 75, Obligatory Podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, on Facebook, of course. Give us a like, subscribe, and
Podbean, iHeart.
Podbean. Oh, that's right. We're on iHeart now. And check out our Patreon. We're trying to build that up.
And we hope you guys all made it safe through the hurricane.
Yeah, for real.
That didn't happen, except in the Bahamas. And
yeah, let's not bring it back down there, Hurley.
it's okay. We'll probably do a charity show at the Improv for that.
We are?
Sure.
All right.
Now that I got to bring it back up.
Yeah, you got to bring it back
Let's
up.
call Krista right afterwards. We'll
Got
set
it.
up. All
We're
right.
doing it. All right. See you guys next week. Adios.